All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, human being, American, YouTube Ronin, snowman. Bundle up, kids. This winter's going to be a cold one. I'd like to welcome you to tonight's episode of the Mystery Movie Night podcast. The chat is already jumping. I'd like to say hello to everyone joining us tonight on X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. All right, the first person here was Brandon Keller, who wants to know what the movie is. Well, you will find out soon enough. We also have Faithful Blue Wrench, channel member, the Bird Woman of YouTube. Watch out for her second channel, Fluff Check Productions. It's Connie Cleary. Scrolling down, we have Tariq. Thank you for joining us, Tariq. Good to meet you. Channel member JPRPH1. The tired midnight blogger himself, channel member Curtis Selby. All right, well, my fellow reviewers are backstage. First off, the reason I know that you're all really here, the woman who can Haruken me to death at any moment, and I won't mind. I'll deserve it. I bow down to you, ma'am. Mrs.? These stories and more. Sin's Corner.
Hello, again with the violence. I swear, I am not a violent
well,
person.
Of course. I mean, you know, she threatens me backstage.
Okay, all right. You let my secret out.
I live in fear.
So mean behind the scenes.
I live in fear. Joining us also tonight, the man we have shanghaied into this and is probably looking for an escape, much as I am. Off the cover.
Hello out there in Radio Land.
All right.
All right. Let's do this.
Folks, this is going to be a lively one. It turned out that my initial guess for what the film was going to be was correct. And okay, we're just going to go ahead and let everybody know now. It was The Order, starring Jude Law. And,
which I had a screener for you guys, but I decided I didn't want to watch the screener because I wasn't interested in the movie. And then this ended up being the movie.
All right, so this is starring Jude Law and de-aged Tom Cruise. Sorry, Nicholas Hoult. And
no, he's discount James Marsters.
Nicholas Hoult
is discount James Marsters. I heard someone comparing him to James Marsters when I left, and I'm like, you know what? I can see it, but he's more like a discount version.
I'm just gonna call him About a Boy.
Yeah.
That's right. He was in that.
I missed that kid. What happened?
Yeah, exactly. I know. I just see he's a good actor, but
he is a good actor.
Yeah, I know. We're kind of.
He's in Juror number 2,
yeah.
right? Isn't he in that?
He is. Yeah, which is on Fandango already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They sent a screener to me finally, so I do want to see that. It never came to my area. I don't think. I was really bummed about that. I wanted to see it on the big
played here
screen.
like a week and disappeared. I mean, this is potentially Clint Eastwood's. It could potentially be Clint Eastwood's final film. And
right, yeah, that's what. Yeah, exactly.
That angers me more than how much money did he make for that studio? Good Lord.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck. Why they didn't give it more of a push.
I'm glad. I'm good too. I just took a break from moderating. Oh, right on. Blue Wrenches Unite. What did you offer to panel? Their lives and lots of money. Kyle wanted a plane. I said
Hey,
no,
Sashi.
so I had him kidnapped and taken to a undisclosed
Yeah,
location, which is
that's
why
why he's not
with
here.
us tonight.
Yeah. I
And
do
our
have a
man,
statement from him.
yes, our man from the future, Sashi. All right, so Paul, let me go ahead and give you the floor. You
Yeah.
have Kyle's thoughts on the film.
So I don't know if I can deliver it in as eloquent of a style as Kyle usually can,
Yeah.
but here goes. Hey guys, Kyle Corwith here. Not making the live stream this evening. I tweaked my back last night right
Hmm.
after this damn movie ended.
Oh no.
Oh,
Aside from
Aw.
associating my back discomfort with this movie,
oh my
it
God.
managed
Here
to
we
do
go.
something I may never seen another film do.
Uh-oh.
Metaphorically shoot itself in the face by recontextualizing its entire story and purpose with an epilogue text right before the end credits,
Yeah.
which emphatically states that the same white supremacy terrorist guidebook featured in this movie, The Turner Diaries, was also the inspiration for the January 6th incident.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Noticed that.
Yep.
Stood right
Noticed
out
that,
to me,
did
and I
ya?
was like, I don't know about this one.
Kyle goes on further to say the audacity of trying to concoct a connection to J6, which was about protesting election results, and attempt to make these 1984 events of a small fringe sect of white supremacist assholes who murdered several people in cold blood and stole millions of dollars in a scheme to start a racially motivated civil war is truly a showcase of peak TDS. All the manpower and talent that went into making this movie was all for naught when its sole purpose and punchline with that coda Chiron was to reveal itself to be propaganda piece against the Trump administration. This movie can kindly go fuck itself. Waste of my time. Don't waste yours, audience. It's one of the worst of the year. Spare
Yes.
yourself the possible back pain.
Thank you
Yep.
very much, Mr. Corwith. I couldn't agree more. And please get well soon. I have spinal issues of my own. I know how it is.
Well, it
yeah.
was because of the theater seat.
Oh no.
Oh
jeez.
yeah, because apparently he told me that it wasn't the recliners; it was the old school seats.
One of the old ones, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
I
Poor
know.
Kyle.
I know.
Sorry.
Hope he gets well soon.
Yeah. Oh,
Indeed.
geez.
Please get well soon, sir. Yes.
Yeah, that okay. So that thing at the end,
Mhm.
I wasn't in love with this film. I didn't like outright hate it, but I wasn't in love with it. I think I would have preferred to watch a documentary about the events more.
Like a little Netflix mini. So what I would have preferred is for Netflix to do like a 3-episode mini series, like Wild Wild Country. I don't know if you get
that. I have not seen
it's
that.
it's very good. It's part of this whole Netflix like mini series, documentaries, whatever.
Okay.
But it's like about a cult somewhere in like Washington State or whatever. Yeah, I would have preferred a 3-episode miniseries. So, I should also mention that I also had theater problems. The dude sitting next to me, first fell asleep and started snoring really badly.
Okay, I had one of those in my audience too, by the way. Yes, a
but like
snorer.
right next to me.
Oh, he was in the same row as me, but yeah, you could hear him.
He then wakes up and starts wiggling his feet, and the seat is squeaking the entire time. And mind you, I looked over because he was going through his phone, and I'm fairly certain this was another YouTuber because he had the studio app open.
Yeah.
I had to go to the bathroom
known,
like right after
his review of the movie. I fell asleep.
I know. It's yeah. So that was like my theater experience. Like as far as the plot line, I had absolutely no idea this ever went down. All the series of events. it follows an FBI agent that starts investigating this white supremacist group in the early 80s, 1983, 1984. And I was like, oh, that's right, when I was born. And so so the FBI agent was Jude Law, and he was following the basically cult leader, I would call it, played by Nicholas Hoult, who
he was like a spin-off
I
leader
think,
of the original.
The Aryan Brotherhood or
Yeah,
whatever.
They had some other name. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I mean, they're all assholes. But so Jude Law, I think, like, is losing his edge. I'll set that aside for now. Nicholas Hoult, 2 thumbs up. He's like Andrew Garfield level good in my book. He put out. I was thoroughly creeped out by his performance. Yeah, I mean, but the entire film's message was negated with that little message at the end.
Yep.
It's just like, oh, wait, you did this as a
you're really
propaganda
going
piece.
there. Okay.
And I'm like, dude, and you know what? I find it disrespectful to the original victims in the 1980s crimes to be equated, because it's 40 years of difference. It's a major, like, tectonic shift in American politics, which, a lot of my friends are like, wait, what? Why? I don't want to get too much into politics, but when I try to explain to them, and it took me 8 years to realize what's happened in American politics, the parties have really switched. You went from the Democratic Party being the anti-war party, pro-labor, to now being the pro-war, pro-globalization party, and the Republicans take that. So take the opposite. So it's a completely different world, and I think that the film and that message took away from the victims, especially that poor disc jockey from
the radio
from Denver.
guy. Yeah.
Alan Berg. I remember that when that happened. Yes.
I'm not familiar whatsoever with that case, but the film did do him justice. Like, I felt empathy for him, for his character.
It was very respectful towards him. Yeah.
I thought a lot of the cinematography was nice.
Though the setting was beautiful. A lot of images were quite stunning.
Yeah, like the shot compositions were good. I mean, it's just what ruined the movie was at the very end. It's like going through a series of interviews, right? And you basically go through like 4 or 5 rounds of interviews, and in your final interview, when you meet like whatever the super high up that it's just like a sign off, yeah, you're good, you just like spout off nonsense and you completely ruin your prospects. Like, that's it, no job for you. I don't know, that's what it felt like to me.
Yeah, it definitely stood out to me. So I went home, but when I got home, I researched this because I had never heard this claim before. And I was thinking, okay, how? Because I know that the January 6th stuff was not rooted in that ideology. It was about protesting the war. And of course, certain labels have been attached to it that certain groups want to stick with, but I don't buy into those labels. It wasn't about this particular thing. It was, anyway, yes, some things got out of hand.
Yeah.
Some people did bad stuff they shouldn't have done.
Right.
But you can't tell me that this sort of thing was the motivation for it. And I'll tell you why I call bullshit on that. This claim and all the searching that I did came from one historian. One historian, because there was apparently at some point during the day, someone had put a noose up outside, kind of like threatening, in my mind, it felt more like a French Revolution type of mentality. You know, we're going to get rid of these elitists because look what they're doing. You know, we're going to make them scared of us. They're supposed to be working for us. And here's what's going to happen to you, you know. But that was the connection that they made. Also, because in that book, it talks about, you know, storming the Capitol. But it's not like white supremacy or white nationalism has monopoly on that type of mindset. Of storming a place where these people in power are if something is going wrong. So to find out that this only came from one prominent historian that made the claim, that was just that definitely, I mean, I knew right away when I saw it, it's like, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
And then I read more about it. I'm like, yeah, no, that's definitely complete bullshit. And I can see why Kyle was annoyed by it. One of the reasons that I wasn't really interested to watch this movie is because I'm so tired of this narrative. They have just like beaten this dead horse to death about it. And it's like, the more I saw a really interesting tweet today, I think it was, the biggest problem with race relations in the United States is that people act like it's a big problem.
Right.
I'm paraphrasing, but that sort of thing. But the problem is you keep acting like it's this big deal. You're going to end up creating, like, the more you focus on it, hyper focus on it, the worse you're going to make the situation.
Right. Yep.
And
I mean, wasn't it Morgan Freeman who
he said, stop talking about it.
Stop talking about it.
Talking about it. There was also another YouTuber or some guy, he made a comment about equating it to, I think it was either Jason or Freddy. I can't remember, but it was something like in one of the movies, he lost his power because people stopped talking about him or thinking about him. And then when they started talking about and thinking about him more, then he got more powerful and came back. And he was kind of and this was a black guy that said this too. And he was just equating it to that. And I think there's truth in that. The story in itself was interesting-ish. I had some problems with the way it was constructed. I felt like there was some stuff there were some issues with editing, and I feel like some time jumps and cuts, like they like there was like they never showed how they picked up or found Torres. Then all of a sudden they're in different states. They did a lot of state jumping.
Hopping. Yeah.
Like, we're like all over the place.
Seattle, and then California, and then Montana, or wherever they were.
And then there were all these references to his family, Jude Law's family, and then we never see or hear anything. Like, it's like, okay, what's that about? And then the whole thing with the wife and the mistress, all of a sudden the wife knows about the mistress, but we never see any lead up to this. And then, as people in the Letterboxd review section had pointed out, why does everyone have stormtrooper ass aim? It's like, and then another thing that I noticed this too, is this him, face still covered in a shit ton of mud? Yeah. Remember when they dug up the dead body? It's like, how can you tell his face is still covered with, like, so?
And I never understood how he found the guy in the mud in the first place.
Yeah, there's no, like, he looks in the woods, and
I just randomly finds him without, like,
I think they should have focused on why this area looks suspicious to him, because it just seems so random that he saw this. And then, okay, the whole thing about the subordinate partner of his.
Oh yeah.
That scene with him with the gunfight.
Yeah.
And nobody can land a shot, but boy, the baddies can hit everybody they aim at practically. It was stupid. That scene in the alleyway or when he was chasing him. And those two guys, Jude Law's character and the subordinate guy, they weren't even real characters.
Taylor,
Ty Sheridan.
Ty Sheridan, that's why, not Taylor.
Yeah,
Sheridan.
He was not true,
Ty
because
Sheridan.
I was like, well, that would really suck if this particular thing happened. He's not true. Neither is Jude Law's character. I thought they were at least based on true people. They They were fictional. They were fictional. So there was a ton of time compression that happened in here. And this movie was 2 hours long. It felt long, but at the same time, it felt like they were places where we needed a little bit more space, because there was stuff that was just crammed in. Also, and Feds acting in weird behaviors that they shouldn't.
Like setting the house on fire? That's like SWAT
That
tactics?
never happened. That never supposedly never happened.
That's not SWAT tactics.
Yeah,
you
burn
don't
him,
set
just
the
burn
house.
him alive. That
Right,
that
yeah, like,
that didn't happen for
cops
one
don't
thing.
do that.
That was obviously put in for dramatic purposes. And then Jude Law's character getting all up front and cozy with the one guy where he nose bled all over him in the jail cell. That was like, that is so weird. Why are you acting this way? And then the chick,
Yeah.
how she would lose her temper and was screaming and calling one of the girls a Nazi bitch, which was weird because who was that she said that to? The mistress or the wife?
The wife.
I thought it was the wife.
The wife,
Then
yeah.
later, they're having this nice, very calm, cool, and level-headed and reasonable discussion with the wife. And I'm like, wait a second. Didn't she call her like a Nazi bitch earlier? Now this girl's all nice and calm and cool and collected. It's
Yeah.
like, wait, that's so weird.
And
What's
what about
going on here?
And what about the good Samaritan who comes
Oh,
out
the
with a
one
little
who-
with a
yeah.
little 38 special
Yeah.
against like assault rifles?
What are you
Like, what are
doing?
you doing?
So I don't know how much of this to believe. I know there were certain things like, yeah, the guy did die in the house. Well, yeah, sorry, spoilers, you guys. This is based on a true story. Sorry. Oops. Spoilers.
I mean,
The baddie did.
happened 40 years ago.
It
so-
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, happened in 84. There was that radio guy that was assassinated. Something else I found interesting was like the main leader of this group that Nicholas Hoult had shot off from, or like a splinter group.
Mhm.
I found it interesting, something that he said about how, we're not thieves and we don't do violence. What we do is basically, I'm paraphrasing, we get our people in positions of power like Congress.
Mhm.
And I was thinking,
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? That's exactly what the communists have been doing.
Right.
It's like, this is a method that is not specific or unique to this
Right.
type of group. Any group
Right.
that wants to, has these long, thinking plans for what they want to happen, that's what they do. They try to get there, like with communists, they've embedded themselves in the education system, in politics, in entertainment, and it just spreads from there.
Yep.
But this film was okay. Oh yeah. Also, running around, you're a cop, you're about to head into a gunfight, you don't have a freaking vest on.
Oh yeah.
Like,
It's so dumb.
what? That was such a stupid lead up for that particular. And I'm talking about the subordinate.
None of the characters make good decisions.
What the heck? And they can't shoot for crap. And
Right.
it was just like, I don't know. I wrote some other stuff down, but I would have enjoyed documentary. Oh, I was freezing my butt off in the theater. It was
So was I.
freaking cold.
Yeah.
They had the air conditioning on. What the heck? My nose was cold. I was like,
I mean, I just came in with my hoodie and I just kind of like.
I was really cold. Anyway, someone else said something that I feel like wraps up my thoughts about this. This is not counting that idiotic thing at the very end about January 6th. Had all the pieces because it had great actors in it. It had great cinematography, but it felt like it was missing the sauce.
Yeah.
And I just didn't care. And it wasn't like I went in, like I wasn't interested. But when it started playing, I'm like, okay, well, let's see. And I was just like, oh, white supremacist, this and that. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I'm so over this thing about Nazis. I'm just.
It's been played out and
so many times.
Yeah.
So I felt that it was a very, like, let's call it a surface level analysis that equates them all as the same. Like all hate groups are all the same. It's like, no, each one has different motivations. This one had, motivations of starting a race civil war, or a race war. And, let's say, they mentioned Tim McVeigh and I remember that day. And so that kid, because he was a kid, he was 24, had completely different motivations. He was not a white supremacist. Well, as far as I'm aware, not a white supremacist. He was all about like, oh, the government's corrupt.
Government overreach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was his motivation. And then January 6th, which, I
wouldn't even call them a hate.
Too into it.
That's the thing.
Because there were FBI agitators on scene. And who knows
and that
if it
whole
wasn't
deal
the
with the
FBI
pipe bomb
itself
is super sus, y'all.
Right.
Mhm.
So, but the motivations, and I remember watching the documentary on Vice when Vice was a thing, about the 3%ers, which is basically like a bunch of people like going around LARPing like they're in Halo on the weekends, doing little raids on like dummy houses or something, like as a hobby. These people all have different motivations, so to equate them, I feel, is ignorant. Like,
yeah, well,
it lacks
it
context.
is ignorant, and yes, it lacks context. It's ignorant. There is
I'm,
so much
I'm
more
not
nuance to
I'm not
these stories.
justifying any
Yeah,
of
but
them.
see, that's the thing with some people. If you say this, it means, oh, so you think they're
No,
It just means
no.
it's not as clear cut as some people try to act like it is.
They're assholes, but for different reasons. Okay.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can be an asshole for like a myriad reasons.
Yeah. Before anybody starts coming at us in the comments, because I'm sure there will be a couple. The villains of this film, they are vermin. Yeah. They are and were vermin. They deserved what they got.
Yeah.
They deserved the prison time they got.
Feel a bit sorry for what happened to them at all.
Absolutely not.
No. There was no empathy whatsoever.
No, and you're not meant to have any, because when they get to the scene when they have the quote unquote second interrogation of the wife, when she says about Nicholas Holt's character, he won't give up, he won't be taken alive. To which I said out loud in the theater, "That's fine. I didn't realize you were being polite." And that got kind of a chuckle out of people. And
there was one scene that gave a chuckle to people, and it was when Ty's character was screaming and so upset at how just completely the FBI, and he was a blah blah FBI, and he was just, and Jude Law's character was like, well, he has a point. And multiple people in the theater did
it provided a moment of levity.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess I'll jump into my issues with this film, because to kind of give my opinion, I have to kind of go into a couple of other movies. Now, back in, I believe, the 90s, there was a movie called One Tough Cop with Stephen Baldwin. And in that movie, he plays Bo Dietl, who is a real-life New York City police detective. He was a guy who at the time was brought on to various news channels. Stephen Baldwin, yeah. To discuss, security issues, anti-terrorism issues. He was a very high-profile guy. So they do this movie about him, One Tough Cop, all about him going after this group of gangsters, during the course of which his partner is unfortunately killed. 95-minute movie, something like that. Very fast-paced, pretty well done. And I'm like, this is like one of the better movies this year. I'm really digging this. And then at the very end, there's the crawl. Despite the fact that there really is a Bo Dietl who is really with the New York City Police Department, nothing in this movie happened. Great. So what the fuck have we been doing for the last 95 minutes? We're just spinning our wheels here.
Yeah.
Because this is a movie that was advertised as a biopic. That's
right.
Bo Dietl on this case going after gangsters. No.
Okay.
None of it happened. Now, taking a movie that I was about to give 3.5 stars to, and just you knocked it down to 1 star just with that little bit.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, I was gonna say it was like a 3 out of 5.
You talking about the one last night, or are you talking about the one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Up until the crawl at the end, and then that knocked it down to like, I don't know,
2.5 at most for me. Yeah, I was thinking 3 as well.
Yeah.
Now, another movie that kind of came to mind that does a similar thing and shooting itself in the foot right at the end was Black Klansman.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I never saw that.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the Spike Lee movie.
So what happened at the end?
Well, what happens at the end? First off, I want to say again, any movie where you want to make fun of the KKK or anyone who's connected with them, please go for it. I'm there for it. Good. Expose these people. But when at the end of the movie, you basically call Donald Trump the KKK's candidate.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
You just took what was a damn good movie.
Exactly.
And
that's
another
another example of some DDS going on. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the few other issues that I had with the movie itself, I'm kind of done with the whole. I think we've explained the main problem with the film, which is the crawl at the end. Now, I had some other issues. The one thing being this movie wants to be Heat so badly.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but
and
that was actually a good movie.
Yeah, a good movie. Yeah, and which is fine. Strive to that. I was with this movie for quite a while, despite some misgivings that I had. Of course, there's the whole Stormtrooper aim thing, starting to doubt certain events because, when he goes running into the house while it's on fire at the end, I go,
oh yeah, that was
no, you didn't.
What the heck? Come on, yeah, it got really ridiculous. Some of these things.
I get that.
The fact that it was fiction anyway, what you're doing it for dramatic effect, but it's something that never happened.
I get it.
You're claiming that it did.
Yeah, that you're going to have one last stare down between these two guys, and that's fine. But I also didn't buy it because Journey Smollett chooses that moment to actually not scream at him or berate him at that moment.
Yeah, right.
But she has done so throughout the entire fucking movie to the point that I wanted her to shut up
to him sometimes, and then she was like, "We work well together." Well, no, maybe that's just because you ride all over him all the time.
Not really.
Here's another problem that I have. And another YouTuber, I don't remember who brought this up recently, was that he said that he had a problem with modern day actresses because whenever they are in a period piece, because they come off too modern. This is a movie that takes place 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is Journey Smollett acting like she's in fucking Training Day?
Yeah. Was her character even real? I'm starting to doubt she was even real now. I didn't even bother to look that up, but I don't think that she was. She was probably just in there because a girl. Let's add a girl to it.
Right.
Yeah. Great movie that did not use dramatic effect was Hell or High Water. Great story. They let the characters carry the movie, not dramatic effects. Yes. Okay. This movie,
one of my favorite movies ever.
Mine too. It's a great movie. This again, like I said, this movie wants to be Heat via Taylor Sheridan.
Right.
That's what this movie wants to be. Except it doesn't have his.
But I want to just to go on a little quick aside about Taylor Sheridan. And I love Hell or High Water. Like it's so good. Because it just shows the reality of the American experience, and that he does that in everything aside from maybe Tulsa King, but he does it in Yellowstone and in 1883 and in 1923. I'm gonna go on like not here, but I'm gonna go on an off the cuff, like unscripted rant about how good the new show Landman is with Billy Bob Thornton. It's that style. He carries that style through. And so another thing that pissed me off in this movie, Taylor Sheridan shows the lived experience of like the American working class, cowboys, oil men, whatever. This film is like, oh, I got unemployed because XYZ minority took my job. It's like, maybe you suck at your job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and okay, so you lost one job, which I've gotten laid off a bunch of times. You just get back on the horse and apply to some more. You know what I mean? Like, this movie failed at every turn to be like Taylor Sheridan's productions because it didn't show the plight of the working class. What I would have enjoyed, it's like, show the plight of the working class, unemployment and what have you, and then how easy it is to take advantage of people at those weak points and turn them into extremists. That would have made a more powerful movie. There, I fixed it.
Yeah, instead we were just kind of dropped into what they were already.
Yeah.
So then you just automatically don't like them. And it wasn't a tale that was, it should have been a documentary, y'all.
Yeah.
And I think they would have done a better job.
The other thing, criticizing the stupidity, besides the asshole nature of these white supremacists, their sheer stupidity, right, is when the Mexican guy comes in and pretends to be
says he was Spanish
from Spain, European or whatever. Hold on a second. The actual Nazis didn't consider the people from the Iberian Peninsula to be Aryan.
Yeah,
by any stretch of the imagination.
He was attaching the European label, and they just bought
because all Europeans are the same and they're all Aryan. It's like, this movie is so ignorant.
Yeah, I don't. Was Torres even true?
Probably not.
I mean, I'm starting to question almost everything about this film now.
Yeah.
I mean, I had no interest in seeing this movie to begin with, and I'm like,
I didn't.
No, neither did I.
When the title opened up, like the order, I'm like, I don't remember. Is this like a horror movie that we're seeing? And then like I start to see like Nicholas Hoult and Jude Law, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's that movie that I saw in that trailer that time. And there's so many moments of like dead silence, some underacting, some overacting. The whole thing felt very clunky. Yeah, and I'm gonna blame the direction on that. Like the director should have made it more cohesive. Like what you mentioned.
That's the word I was just thinking. Yeah, cohesive.
But you mentioned this earlier, Sin. It's the rough cuts between and I would have loved to have heard what Kyle said. Kyle would say about this. The rough cuts between scenes. It felt very janky.
There had to have been some other stuff that was just removed, unless that was just how they filmed it. But it felt like we were missing some stuff.
It felt janky.
That would have made it flowed better narratively. And it didn't, and it was jarring and aggravating.
Yep.
Because I was sitting there thinking, wait a second. They're in Washington, then they go to Idaho, and then do they go to Colorado at some point? I mean, they're just like there was all that that was going on. And I was like, wow, but it makes it seem like it's something that they're doing in the span of such a short amount of time. And this wasn't something that took place over a short amount of time. It was spread out, I mean, you want to see a good. Sorry, this is like a little mini series. You want to see a good mini series about white supremacist groups? Under the Banner of Heaven. I haven't heard of that one.
So it's 7 episodes. I don't know whether it's Hulu or whatever. It's on the high seas. But it's Andrew Garfield.
Okay.
He plays a cop and in like Mormon country. And what's that guy that I really like from Man on a Ledge? Oh God, that Australia Sam Worthington.
Sam Worthington. Okay.
Yeah. So and that it drags on over 7 episodes, but it's like a nice slow burn, and you're like, oh, it's the FLDS wing of the Mormon church, and like it's just so better done. The other thing that I was thinking while watching this movie, and a lot of the shot composition was very similar, and I don't know if it was inspired by or maybe somebody in the production actually played it. And I don't know if you guys are into video games, but there was a video game called, and it's a whole series, the 5th iteration, Far Cry 5, takes place in like rural Montana, and you're going around shooting all these white supremacists. And a lot of the shot compositions and like the environments in that video game directly correlated in this film. And I was like, oh, okay, this is like Far Cry 5. Because there was like, you go up and you randomly like show up in this weird area of Montana, and everybody's acting weird, and there's this cult, and then you just basically grab a gun and kill them all. But it felt very, very similar to me, the movie to the game. Quick aside.
Though I'm sure the game characters would have had better aim.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! See, I cannot get over how bad. Like, are you kidding me? All the shooting and they didn't land.
Yeah,
right.
Lower
and the guy
lower your sights about a foot. You know,
while he's running, he's shooting behind himself, and he manages to just make these deadly shots. Meanwhile, the guy doesn't have a vest. That was stupid.
Also, in that scene where all the supremacists are gathering around for, I don't know, friggin' family barbecue or whatever it was, then they give the rifle with the iron sights to that. That kid was like 5 years old.
I know, he was so tiny.
Yeah.
He was so little. Yeah.
And you got the wife standing over there looking concerned, as if she doesn't know who these people are, because that's the thing. Like she keeps forgetting what he does.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like, you go to their meetings, you are aware of who his friends are, you are aware of what they do because they talk about it openly in front of you. You know,
but then he tells her he can't tell her stuff.
I can't tell you
stuff because
okay.
So I don't know what the hell.
I mean, it's just poor writing. It's just straight
up
poor writing.
It just wasn't. It's getting critical acclaim, obviously, because I feel like the subject matter. And
guess who's in charge of awards?
Oh yeah, that's
exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, TD. Everybody in charge of the award season that's coming up has TDS. 98% of them.
A lot of them for sure, but this one is just not like. It just wasn't executed very well.
Exactly.
I think it had a lot. I think it had some things going for it, but they just couldn't pull it off. Like I said, the sauce wasn't there. It just.
Yeah. I mean, taking aside.
Even if it weren't about this subject matter, I would have issues with how this film was executed.
Exactly. Like taking away all the politics aside and just looking at the film itself. The shot composition was good, but then the scene transitions and cuts were terrible and janky. I'm sorry,
the
but
writing, the characters.
I think that Jude Law kind of lost his edge. I didn't find him to be that good in this movie.
I mean, he was okay.
That could be the director. I don't know.
He was. I thought they were going to make something of. Well, now that we find out that he's not even his character's not even true, I thought that he was going to, because they were focusing on his heart, because he obviously had some sort of heart operation. I thought, oh, this is going to have something to do in the climax. His heart's going to fail, or no, it was nothing. It just he coughs a few times, has nosebleeds because he's taking medicine, and. Okay.
This is another one of those movies.
He's not even a real person. Why are you even showing this?
Where you have these plot strands that are brought up and
it should have had something to do with it. Should have had a factor.
One thing that I noticed is that this is the same screenwriter who did the Crow remake this year.
Well, that explains so much.
Well, there
Really?
you go.
Yeah.
Well, there you
Really?
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's also
Lord have mercy.
he is also part of a certain group of people who were for a certain candidate.
Oh, well, I mean, most folks in Hollywood are.
Yeah.
But I mean, so that's not a surprise,
So,
but still, I it just I don't feel like technically this has what it should have in order to seriously qualify for something on up there as far as
Yeah, so
awards.
it was in Venice. That's what I
Yeah.
looked at when I looked at the Wikipedia page. That's not, plenty good movies come out of Venice. Like that has nothing to do with it. It's just like judge the
Maybe
movie just on
suggest.
its own. Like there's great movies that come out of Cannes, Venice. Like don't like I've seen some phenomenal movies that came out of the Toronto Film Festival. Like just leave that out of it. It just focus on this one movie. Because to judge festivals is not fair. Wait,
What?
was formally requesting this movie return to the editing floor and a small major recast. It's just a few details.
I mean, not even editing floor. I'm sorry. This needs a rewrite. This needs a page one rewrite.
And leave off the nonsense at the end.
Exactly, because you're taking away, and I found it actually disrespectful to the victims of the original crimes. Because it's like, no, don't equate the two, okay? Trump wasn't even like, a figment in anybody's imagination in the 80s. Like he was just a rich dude in New York. Like, who cares? Like the two had nothing to do with each other. Sorry,
No, I know.
This movie makes me angry.
This is the worst movie of the year.
Well,
in my opinion.
I saw the TV glow.
I remember Origin, or was that last year? Origin was last year. Okay, damn it.
Yeah.
Origin was last year.
This is this year's Origin, as far as I'm concerned. Because
Megalopolis.
I have to go off. I have to go off on my rant here. I'm done when it comes to Hollywood.
I mean, yeah.
I am sick of the fucking attitude. I am sick of the political grandstanding. The fact that they put it into every single fucking movie that they make.
Yeah, and that's what's losing them money.
Yes. And I'm like, if this is going to be your attitude, that I'm going to have to sit through crap like this and crap like Origin and movies where they don't even try.
Yeah.
Like Alien, Romulus, and Twisters, which were just basically the original movies just redone.
Yeah, that was. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, and the issue is also the independent studios, like whatever, let's call it the Daily Wire, Angel Studios. They don't have the capacity to pick up the slack and make good movies because. Yeah, like, there's been some good movies from both studios, like that Gina Carano movie from the Daily Wire folks.
Terror on the Prairie.
Thank you. There was, Angel Studios, Sound of Freedom.
They didn't actually make that. That was already made.
But like
I saw their movie, The Shift. It was not good.
There was that one movie, Cabrini, that was actually not half bad.
Okay, I didn't see that one.
But then you get a movie like, and this was a mystery movie just only for me for some reason. You guys didn't see it.
Oh, the Bonhoeffer thing?
Yeah, exactly. Like that was just a bad movie on its own. So like these studios just don't have the capacity to pick up the slack for Hollywood. And I was listening to a Joe Rogan episode, a recent one where he had that venture capitalist Mark Andreessen, and they get into it about this, that the left and like Hollywood need to like the internal civil war has now started, is like what they want to be, because they got their ass kicked so badly this time that it's like, do you really want to keep going with this? Because you're never going to win an election again, and you're not going to get people to watch your movies.
Yeah.
Well, they just need to get back to the days where
Entertainment?
it was story
Plot, character
first.
development?
Yeah, it was story first. And if there was a message to be found, it just happened organically within the story. I mean, there have been multiple films that I have really enjoyed a lot this year, and those end up being films that don't have, you know, the sort of forced messaging that you feel like is present in a lot of things.
And and so sorry. So to go back to this movie, one thing I wanted to highlight is when you're writing and developing characters, you have to do it in such a way that it makes the audience or the reader or the viewer give a shit about this character.
Yeah.
And I found myself, the villains, I don't care because they suck.
I didn't care about Jude Law's character.
I did not care about Jude Law's character.
I didn't
like, the scar. I don't give a shit because it was a nothing burger. Ty Sheridan, yeah, he had this wife with the kid and whatever, blah blah blah. What about him?
Yeah,
like, they didn't take the time to develop any of these characters.
Yeah,
to have me give a shit about.
Ty Sheridan's character was the. I mean, I liked him the best of all of them.
Yeah.
But as far as I'm sitting there in the movie and I'm halfway through and I'm like, well, I'm not utterly pissed at this. I'm tired of this narrative. I'm not outright hating this, but I'm not loving it. And I just don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't care. And then of course the end happened and I was like, okay, you had to go there. All right. Well, this might have been a 3-star, but now it's definitely not going to be.
Right. Yeah. It's just like, you're shooting yourself in the foot over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
I got to download Skeleton Crew because that's gonna drive some views for my channel.
I got the invitation to watch it, and because it was going to be made available last Monday.
Yeah.
And that was the only date I had cemented in my brain, and I had completely overlooked the fact that I needed to let them know that I wanted to see it by a certain date. And
well, it's out now.
Yeah, I know. I
don't know. If you want a good show, I highly recommend Landman. Okay.
Landman?
Oh my god,
yeah,
it's so good.
Some good things. Yeah,
it is so good.
I haven't even heard of this show.
I'm gonna go off on a rant, and I don't like. And little preview. I don't know if I'm biased because I grew up around that. My dad was an oil driller, or petroleum engineer. They like, the show does a good job of saying like what each guy does on an oil rig. So I don't know. I may be biased because I grew up around it, but like, the story's good, the messaging's great, the character development so far is very good.
Who's in it?
Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh yeah, that's who you're talking. That's what you're talking about already. Okay.
And Ali Larder and John Hamm. John Hamm is in it. Very good. It's like 4 episodes so far. I think it's a total of 8. It's for season 1. Hey, this has to come back for a season 2. This is so good. Anyway, that's my rant on Landman. Everybody go check out Landman.
Yeah.
And I'm looking through my reviews trying to see if I saw anything that was good.
Oh, you mean like lately?
Yeah, lately. Well, Milk and Cereal really got under my skin.
I haven't heard of this.
The guys from That's a Bad Idea, Curry Barker and Cooper Tomlinson, they shot this movie for $800. And it's better than most of the movies I've seen this year. It's creepy as hell.
Huh.
It's about these YouTubers who do a prank, kind of a prank channel, and one of them is going to play a prank on the other at during his birthday party, and
doesn't go well.
spirals, let's say, into
okay.
quite the body count. And I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Have you seen the
any more
best Christmas
deeper into
pageant
that.
ever?
I haven't seen
Is
it yet.
Is it?
I need to see that.
Opinions, Sin? Because I saw that
About the best Christmas pageant ever?
Yeah.
It was good. I enjoyed the
Okay.
heck out of it, and I did not expect
Okay.
that at all.
Okay.
Because I have the book. I'm pretty sure I have the book. I think I read it in school, and it was it's okay. But they had an early access screening, so I went to go check it out and loved it. Thought it was great. Yeah, the Day of the Jackal, haven't they gone and done a gender swap on that?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Again,
they have.
did.
So I'm immediately
did.
not interested. I'm so tired of that. That's almost my automatic reaction now to any sort of race, gender, or sexuality swap. I'm just like, I don't. Yeah, I have too many other things to watch.
Yeah. So when does Craven come out? Because
next week.
I kind of want to go see it before the stream.
Okay, so they probably have 2:00 showtime in your area, because that's the one I'm going to. I think it's a 2 or 3.
I'm looking. Well, sorry, I looked on Wednesday. Thursday earliest.
Thursday.
There's a 2 p.m. one. Yeah.
That's the one I'm going to as well.
All right. Yeah.
I'll be at work.
I was wanting to go see Werewolves. Coming out.
I was kind of hoping maybe that would be the movie last night when I saw that it was up. Oh, Werewolves! I forgot about
it.
I was hoping Nosferatu, but
I was hoping Craven or Nosferatu. Yeah. But it's not looking like, and the director will respond to comments that you make. He's interactive with you, but
Robert Eggers?
No, the director of Werewolves.
Oh.
So right now, Cinemark and Regal are not showing, even though at my Regal there is a poster thing out front that says advance tickets on sale now, but they're not. The only one is at AMC, and that's a bit of a trek away, and it's in an area of town I really would prefer not to be in, especially after dark. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know. Like, I am going to see it. I'm definitely going to see it. I like Frank Grillo. I like werewolf movies.
Yeah, I love Frank Grillo.
Yeah.
He's such an underrated actor.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Have you seen Warrior?
I have not.
Oh my gosh, you must watch this.
So the last Frank Grillo movie.
Okay, this is another recommendation I'm giving you, Paul. I hope that you follow through with it.
Hold up. This is going on the list right now.
And this is a movie that I would not have guessed that I would have liked. You might have seen it. Joel Edgerton, Tom Hardy, Frank Grillo, Nick Nolte. Nick Nolte was nominated for an Academy Award for his performance in this movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was so good. And Tom Hardy, so good. Everybody was so... But this was the movie that introduced me to Frank Grillo, and I didn't realize I'd seen him before in something else. Hey, Clue Channel.
Now, the last Frank Grillo movie I saw was the one where he kept dying over and over.
Oh, Boss Level.
Level.
I thought, which I thought was very entertaining.
Movie. Yeah, that was great fun. You know, the kid who played in there is his real kid.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, I have to go check that out again. And I've actually never seen Free Guy. Is that like they kind of came out around the same time?
Free Guy that's the Ryan fun.
Reynolds one.
You should watch that if you like gaming.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tom Hardy is a great. I like Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy's great.
Yeah.
I have no issues with him. One of my more favorite Tom Hardy performances was This Means War.
That was
semi rom-com.
Chris Pine and
I thought that one was great.
I was pulling for his character.
I know.
I mean, I like both of them, but it was like, I don't know, it was something about his character. Anyway,
which actually, speaking of Chris Pine, I think Chris Pine would have done a much better job than Jude Law in this movie.
Probably. Yeah, probably. I mean, I like Jude Law.
Jude Law's great, but like again, this movie made me
It might
feel
have
like
just also be the. It might have also been the material. It's just.
yeah. Because
I
I
don't know.
mean, let's see. So Nicholas Hoult is also British, right? So
Yes, I thought it was
you
hilarious that we
you
have these
basically got two British
guys.
guys
Yeah.
playing a movie about very, very American topics.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Which didn't help. It also didn't help that I thought the wife was Jessie Buckley through the whole fucking movie, and it's not.
I
She's not.
couldn't,
yeah.
I
That's-
couldn't
can
tell
see
the
why you
difference
mentioned that.
between the
I was getting them mixed up too.
I was just like, wait,
That's
who's
why I
this?
was confused.
Why do I need to care?
That's why I was like, now when the cops screamed at the woman and called her a Nazi bitch, was that the mistress or the wife?
Right.
Because I was like,
It didn't matter. They were interchangeable.
right. It's
They're
true,
interchangeable,
but
like-
still, it just seemed weird that then later they have this very civil
Mhm.
discussion
Yeah.
with each other, and I was like, wait a second, wouldn't she? Whatever.
Again,
Yeah.
the whole like what's
Didn't matter.
consistent about this inconsistent movie is the fact that you don't give a shit about any of the characters.
No, I didn't care. I didn't care.
Like I maybe could have had like the empathy for like the wife or whatever of the bad guy. It's like, oh well, what did I get myself mixed up into? But not even that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me grasping at straws, I guess. The
It
mystery
was
movie
The
was
Order.
The Order.
Yeah.
With Jude Law and Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah.
And not Jessie Buckley, as it turned out.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Which
is
is
there
fine because she hasn't been in a good movie yet either. So
Is there anything else we could say about this shit
No.
show of a movie?
I don't
Like-
think
I don't have.
Yeah.
I mean,
this,
I don't have much.
This movie.
I mean, I'm not saying end the stream. I'm just saying like
I don't have
know.
much. Yeah,
It's
I didn't care enough about it to even do a review.
Yeah, I'm not
But,
gonna
you
do
know,
that. I don't care.
So
No.
Plus, I don't want to like
Yeah.
get my video shadow banned for talking about stuff tangentially related to censorious topics.
Yeah.
Well, in this movie, you kind of have to, because
yeah,
that's what
yeah,
it's
yeah.
about.
yeah.
You use certain words and like the algorithms like nope.
Oh well.
Like one of my videos, I very overtly criticized the CIA. Video got like 30 views.
Oh.
Oh yeah, fully blocked.
Conversations,
Well.
experiences. If you go to a stranger's Christmas party and everything goes south, and you sit there and witness it. Oh,
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Yeah. I should write a screenplay like that.
Anyway, hope maybe the next movie, the one
Which is
next-
Monday, right?
Yeah, it's Monday. Is that a PG-13?
Let's find
I
out.
thought it was
Because
an
I
R. Let me see.
It's another R. Okay, for some
think
reason I
so.
thought it wasn't.
Well, I hope it's Craven because then
It's not gonna.
Craven will have already.
No, yeah,
Is Craven?
no.
28,
Craven's coming
right?
out next week. It's next week.
So
Hold on.
Hold on a second.
how long is this
Yeah, it's
movie
next-
supposed to be?
It's next week, I think. Less than 2 hours, I think. But that doesn't matter. They always lie about the time.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. They never
Well,
tell the truth.
I need to figure out like my bathroom situation because like I couldn't wait to get the hell out of this movie to go to the bathroom.
You need to time it. Go to the bathroom when you get there, and then while the trailers are playing, go again.
I know. Me and my tiny ass bladder. I have to train myself to be able to hold it.
But I'm looking for the mystery movie again. The one
I'm going to
It's
be
an hour-
starting at 7:15.
rated
Because
R.
of
Yours is
course.
starting at 7. What the heck is going on with your theater?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Hour.
You
45
have a
minutes rated
weird
R.
theater. Yeah, it says an hour and 45, and it says rated R, but
Oh,
don't know.
please don't be Y2K.
Oh,
Please
gosh.
do not be Y2K.
I definitely don't want to see that movie.
No, me either.
Let's see what can it be? What's coming?
Wait,
out
when
on
does
the-
Y2K come out?
I think that's already out on.
No, it's not. Comes
No,
out,
not
but it
yet.
comes out this weekend, so I don't think it's going to be that.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me see.
Well, it
What's
ain't
coming out that
Mufasa.
week?
It ain't Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
It's not going to be
Okay.
Sonic.
Yeah.
I don't know why we even guess.
I know.
Well,
have we been right before?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I turned out to be right this time because this was my first guess. Yeah.
This was, I wasn't even thinking about this.
Yeah, I would have preferred Craven, but
yeah, same.
Whatever. Oh, well. Yeah. There's a bunch of stuff coming out this month. I'm looking forward to Nosferatu.
Nosferatu, Craven.
I've got
my ticket for Sonic.
You know what, Sin? I enjoy those movies. They
They're
respect
okay.
the fans.
Yeah.
They're fun. They're inoffensive.
Yeah, they're all right.
I mean,
I'm going to go see it to review it. My daughter loves Shadow. He is her favorite video game character ever. Yeah, she loves him. So I know she's going to go see it. But
yeah, I mean,
I have a shit ton of screeners, you guys. It's award season.
Can you share which ones?
Oh, I have so many. I had to make a spreadsheet of movies that I'm interested in because of all the screeners I've been getting. Hold on. Yeah, I can tell you. I just can't. Some of them, obviously, there's embargoes. Okay. These are just the ones I'm interested in because I'm not interested in all of them, but piece by piece.
Never heard of it.
That's the documentary it's like the story about Pharrell Williams, but done like Legos.
Oh, right.
And I've heard it's good. The Invisible Raptor, which is okay.
The Invisible what?
Raptor. It's yeah, whatever. Devil's Day. The Order was one of them. I wrote that down, but I'm not interested. All We Imagine Is Light, American Star, which I saw, Devil's Bath, which I saw, Armand, Ghostlight, Memoir of a Snail, Oddity, Christmas Eve in Miller's Point, Dandelion, Skincare, The Last Showgirl, which I am going to see because I sat in on a Pamela Anderson press conference, and so I am interested in this. Unstoppable, Thelma, Things Will Be Different, Lake George, Sleep, the Christopher Reeve documentary, Santos, Juror Number 2, Awesomest Christmas Ever, which Red Right Hand, Omni Loop, The Animal Kingdom, Evil Does Not Exist, The Beast, Inside Out 2, and The Man in the White Van, which I have seen. That is a Legion M film, which I'm an investor in. So they gave me a screener for that. So yeah, that's just the ones I'm interested in. I had to write down the dates of when they'll expire and when's the embargo. And yeah, it's just, there's so many. So yeah. Oh, yeah, and the Wallace and Gromit movie.
Yeah. I'm excited. As a Bob Dylan fan, I'm excited for that movie.
Definitely not interested at all in that one.
I know.
It might be good. I think it's going to be good.
I think it's
it might be, but number one,
I'll give it a chance. Yeah.
I don't like Bob Dylan, don't care about him, and Timothy Chalamet does pretty much nothing for me as an actor. So
don't let my nephew hear that. My nephew's obsessed. I call him his boyfriend. Your boyfriend's in this movie.
He's talented, I'll give you that, but like I can't connect with him. Like I just don't.
That's because he's a dick in real life.
Is he really? I don't know.
Most of them seem to be. So.
Well, okay, it wouldn't surprise. Sorry, you're confused, Outlaw. We're just talking about movies in general.
This is our review roundtable of the mystery movie night. So,
I just now saw Enigma's Enigma's comment. Yes, yeah, that's what I'm a secret vampire.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like my camera. I look better. I don't know, like in terms of video quality.
Did you change your camera?
No.
Oh. A lot of it's the lighting.
Yeah, I have like 2 studio lights here.
Yeah.
Not much more to say about The Order.
Let's go ahead and start wrapping this up.
You got a stream you got to get to.
I do. Yeah.
What's the stream? It's a Twin Peaks one?
Yes, live from Sparkwood 21. It's a retrospective of the Twin Peaks television series and all of the multimedia that surrounded it, including Mark Frost's The Final Dossier, which was written after season 3, and we have been discussing that for the last couple of weeks. We're going to be concluding that tonight. Of course, let's see. Went tomorrow at 6 p.m. I am going to be joining Pacific 414 for Pop Talk. I'm going to be the guest. And also Friday night at 8 p.m. I am going to be joining Big Al Presents for Films with Friends, and we are going to be watching The Thing.
Okay, so which one? The John Carpenter one? Okay, the original. Yeah.
Okay. Of course, I'm going to be joining Bill Thursday for Action Theater. We're going to be watching Falling Down.
Oh, what a great movie. Have you not seen it?
I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Tried
to
delete his life. See, think.
Yeah.
The Thing, the first one, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember watching that. What I always thought was funny is that in Halloween, the kids are watching the original Thing, and then a few years later, he goes on to do like the remake, which is better, in my opinion.
Yeah, everybody loves Falling Down. Blue Channel.
Both have merit. All right, Ascend, what do you have coming up?
Nothing off the top of my head. I'm going to try to film a review or two after this and maybe get those up. One's for The Devil's Bath. And what's the other one for? Crap, I forgot. I forgot what the other one was for. But yeah, nothing in the... I have been swamped with audiobook work and then, just trying to get back to my normal schedule after getting back from Vegas. So it's just been really busy.
One that I did see recently that was good that I did not bring up was a movie called The King Tide that's on Amazon right now with the guy from who did the Lethal Weapon TV series, Crawford. Can't remember his first name.
Yeah, Chance Crawford or
Crane,
Chance, whatever his name. I know what you're talking about. Okay,
he's in it, and Francis Fisher is in it, and he's the mayor of like this island town, and they find a child who has some, shall we say, interesting attributes. I don't want to give anything away, but it's an interesting one. I kind of found it on. I just kind of found it by chance, and it's a recent film. So
2023.
It's a film or a series?
It's a movie. Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
It was The King Tide.
Okay.
It was on the festival circuit last year, and it hit theaters briefly earlier this year. I think around April.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, check that out.
Right,
That's kind of one of the better ones I've seen. Yeah, recently. All right, Paul.
Yeah, so I'll be doing, I want to, as Kyle has encouraged me to do like more unscripted reviews. So I think what I'm going to do is do a review of Landman, first 4 episodes tomorrow. And I'm sure I'm going to be talking about this show more than just one video. And then next Thursday, it's my final of the year. We're coming back in 2025. My final live stream, Thirsty Thursdays, on which you guys will be panelists, as well as quite a few others and some very competing personalities, which
Badger?
Badger and well, no, I can't reveal because otherwise
always something when Badger gets on there.
somebody doesn't like him, but and not Kyle. Kyle's coming. Unfortunately, only half of Hardcut because Bobby's this time. It's going to be Matt because Bobby's got work. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one. I'm going to do my intro is going to be a little longer because I'm going to do like 2024 year in review of all the memes that I've.
Oh yeah, it's about time to start making our lists. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, I know what the worst movie of the year is. I saw the TV Glow, and then maybe Megalopolis, and then maybe The Order.
I think the number one terrible, most disappointing for me this year is probably going to be Joker 2.
Oh, that was a good. Yeah.
That one pissed me off, and I'm still mad. I like my emotion level is what I attach to.
Right.
Usually, like to stories.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Maybe a Christmas.
Yes, I am a grammar Nazi Enigma. I used to edit manuscripts. It
really?
bugs the hell out of me when people use, and we do it all the time in speech, but when I'm listening to podcasts, you guys, and I swear to goodness, writers don't know the difference between sank and sunk, shrank and shrunk, like when you're supposed to use them. Oh my God. Lay and lie and laid.
Well, that one's hard. Okay.
No, it is hard, and I get it because I still say it incorrectly too. But okay, sorry, that was a tangent.
I just use a different word just to avoid that whole thing. Yeah.
Well, some words sound really weird and pretentious when you say the correct word.
Yeah.
Like to me, mischievous sounds snotty, whereas I prefer mischievous, even though it's completely wrong.
Yeah.
Oh my
Hello,
gosh.
Corey. Loki's
hey,
Movies
Corey.
and Music.
How you doing?
Joining us right again.
Hello.
And the lyrical
Oh, and by the way, I got a new profile icon.
I saw that. How'd you get that done? Where'd you get that? Don't say Grok.
It was a combination of Grok and Photoshop.
Grok doesn't do okay. Grok does not like what it. I don't even know.
Well,
I can't.
I told it to cartoonify my picture that I had in front of the Minuteman National Museum.
But how did you show them your picture?
It's the same one on Twitter. So
it just looks at your avatar.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Like, look at my avatar.
I don't have my face on there. Right. That's why they came up with this wonky logo with Sim's Corner on it.
Right. Yeah. And then I'm like, but add a nuclear explosion in the background behind my thumb. And it couldn't do that. So I took care of that in Photoshop. Which is the point at which my computer's like, wah, Photoshop, some features in Photoshop are not going to be available because you don't have the latest OS.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll upgrade. Yeah, that was my.
That's annoying. I had to get a new computer too for the audiobook work I do. It was super aggravating.
Yeah, I had to talk to you about the editing thing. I'll take that. I'll message you.
Okay. Sorry, deleted. We're keeping you. The timer went off.
It is quite all right.
Sorry. Yeah, you got to run. We don't want Netter to come track you down.
Well, it's been swell, kids.
Yeah. We shall have to do this again sometime, like next week.
Next week.
We will be returning same bat time, same bat channel.
I think Tuesday Kyle at 7's good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally like this format, especially because when Kyle joins us, he's an hour behind.
He's an hour behind, so he can't.
Sorry,
do Monday nights.
Deleted. Interrupted you.
Hopefully, he will be well enough to rejoin us next week.
Yeah, hope so.
Yeah, get well soon, Kyle. If you're watching,
get well soon.
I had back problems. Like I know what it feels like.
Yeah.
Hope you get better soon, bud.
Yeah.
So
missed him.
We did. We had 52 people watching us at the highest point during the course of this show. So thank you all.
Yeah.
I want to thank all of the new subscribers to my channel. I had the best month in subscribers so far. Thank you.
Congrats.
I think I'm like 122 away from 5,000. So
wow.
Maybe I'll make it before the end of the year. We'll see.
Yeah, actually crossed 3,000 last week as well.
Cool.
Nice.
So, yeah.
All right. So I want to thank everyone who joined us today on X. I can't see you, but I know that you were there. And I want to thank everyone who joined us here in the live chat. If you are new to either of our channels, please subscribe. Send not Harukin anybody to death, and I'm kind of disappointed by that. But maybe next week.
Oh, wait till we get backstage, buddy.
Oh, yes, backstage. I'm ready. I'm ready for you. Come on. All right. All right. Well, I do want to remind everyone to stay tuned to my channel. And Sparkwood in 21 should be starting sometime, hopefully in the next 15 minutes or so. I want to thank everyone who joined us here for Mystery Movie Night podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good night and good luck out there in Radioland.
From HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond. Good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe. Find a good movie, because I know there's one or two out there, hopefully. Stay warm. Don't turn into a snowman.
Oh, it's going to be rough.
Because this is how we win. And now, your moment is zen.